down it. You got the family, you're close enough. It's like hand grenades.
What time we doing flag ceremony?
Usually at 5-2.
Okay. We had a lot more people.
After a tough loss last week against their cross-county rivals, Delta Rabbits return home to the friendly confines of the Rabbit Stadium here, as tonight they host the Spartans from Emery High School. Good evening, I'm Ken Nielsen as we bring you the action live from Delta. This is the home opener for the Rabbits as they're hoping to get themselves righted, I guess you could say, after they have gone on the road and lost a couple of pretty tough games. The first game against Salem Hills was downright just taking on a really, really tough team that was 2 classifications above the Rabbits, and lost 47-14 up at Salem Hills. Last week over at Millard, Delta just had too many mistakes to try to overcome, and they dropped a 28-14 decision to the Eagles. So that brings us to tonight as they take on the Emery Spartans, who come in at 1-1. They're coming off of a tough loss last week as Canyon View defeated Emery by a score of 53-20. Once again, I'm Ken Nielsen. Good to have you with us here. This is the Snow College pregame show. Snow College is in the top 10% in the nation in student success. Turn on your education and visit snow.edu. Again, good to have you on a Friday evening. Beautiful evening, although it is windy here in the valley, and I understand it's pretty much been that way throughout the state. Talked to the Emery radio people a little while ago, and they said, yeah, it was blowing pretty good over on their side of the mountain as well. We hope that maybe as the sun sets, this wind will die down just a little bit, but it's going to play a factor in this game here tonight as it's coming out of the south end zone and blowing pretty good. I would imagine the kicking game, you're going to see the wind really having a toll on that. Well, it looks like they're just about ready for our national anthem. They always do such a good job here in Delta as we have American Legion Post 135 here with us tonight. They will present our nation's colors, and along with them, the Delta High Tridels, the cheerleaders, and of course the Delta High Pep Band. They will help in the presentation of the colors. So I'm going to step away from the microphone here momentarily as we'll let you enjoy the national anthem and the presentation of the colors along with those here in the stadium.
That's on the 5-year plan. Holy cow. Does anybody know the ropers down there? I'm trying to see a roper down there. I don't see it. Yeah, that's Jim Minder.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join now the Delta High School band. They play the greatest anthem on earth, our national anthem.
Dirk, is there a roper down there on the national team? Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out who Mr. Roper is. Roper. I don't know the guy by our name, please.
And again, our thanks to the American Legion Post 135 and all the students that are out there with them as they do such a great job honoring this great nation. They help us throughout the year with all of our football games and special events here at the high school. Again, you're listening to the Snow College pregame show. Snow has assembled some of the best quality, most affordable, and flexible offerings in the online education. Visit Snow online at snow.edu/online. And we welcome you in, whether you're watching on Centricom.com, local channel 10 TV, or Emery TV, joining us here this evening. Hope you enjoy the broadcast here from Delta, Utah. Again, a very windy evening, to say the least, here in Delta, and it'll be interesting to see how that affects the game, especially the kicking game. I want to thank our sponsors as well: Intermountain Power, Central Valley Medical Center, Materia Natural Resources, Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug here in Delta, Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay Chevrolet, Delta City, Lovell Pharmacy, Centricom, Channel 10, Peak Performance, Snow College, and of course Sunrise Engineering. They will be sponsoring our post-game show as well. A little bit about this game here tonight. Emery coming in, as we mentioned, 1-1 on the year. Head coach Jimmy Jones in his 28th year. This is his second stint as the head coach over at Emery High School. He has an overall record of 169 wins to 126 losses. Last year, much like Delta, a little bit of a struggle for Emery, as it was for the Rabbits. Emery at 1-8 overall, 1-4 in the 3A North. They have an experienced line coming back, and they've got a lot of starters back. Offensively, they returned 10 starters. Defensively, 8 starters. They were very young last year, and they are strong up front on the line and in the defensive secondary as well. In the coaches' preseason poll, they were picked to finish 5th in the 3A North, 4th by the Deseret News. This is the 54th year, I believe, of Emery High football. They have an overall record of 239, 286, and 4 ties. They have 8 region championships in their storied history. They also have 1 state championship back in 1987. They won the state championship. Coming into this one tonight, they are scoring 38.5 points per game, which is very impressive, but they are also giving up quite a few. They are giving up 48.5 points per ball game. And so Emery has shown they can score. They put 57 up on Summit Academy a couple of weeks ago. As I mentioned, they defeated Summit Academy 57-44, and then last week lost to Canyon View 53-20. Delta comes in, as I mentioned, 0-2 on the year, as they lost a tough one, 47-14 to Salem Hills to start the year. They're coming off of a 28-14 loss to Millard last week. So they're hoping to get things going here tonight. Delta comes in averaging 14 points per ball game, and they are giving up an average of 37.5 points per game. Of course, the bulk of that came in their first game against Salem Hills, who really a quality ball club, put up some big points against them. So should be interesting. Both teams giving up quite a few points. Emery with the advantage right now scoring, as they have put up quite a few. So we'll see how that goes. So you can see the captains meeting out at the center of the field. And we are just about ready to go in this one, as, again, we thank Snow College. They sponsor the pregame show for us here on local Channel 10. Get a quality education that's affordable and fun at Snow College. Visit snow.edu. A couple players to watch for Emery here tonight. They are led by their junior quarterback, Zach Jorgensen. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to go tonight. Sprained his ankle last week in the game and was in a boot earlier. We'll see if he is able to go here tonight. If he can't go, they'll turn to the sophomore, Easton Gordon. In the backfield for Coach Jimmy Jones, it'll be Bryce Dugmore along with Austin Allred, And also out there, it'll be Ashton Dielli. And they have some quality backs. In fact, to give you a little bit of an idea, right now, rushing, Austin Allred is second in the 3A, averaging 9.4 yards per carry, 160 yards a game. So kid can flat out run the ball. Emery has won the opening coin toss, and they have elected to defer till the second half. So they will kick this one away. And we'll get our sheets out here and get ready to go. Once again, good to have you inside the booth here as they'll kick with the wind. It's a low line driver and it goes right past the intended receiver. The back there for Delta, that was Jason Hatch. Took a kind of a wide bounce, went around him and into the end zone. So the Rabbits will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Jack Dutson will come out. He's the junior. He'll be the play caller tonight. In the backfield, the two up backs. Rhett Shamwell will wait and see. They may come with Bo Nilsson on the other up back. Reagan Riding and Dallin Draper will share the duties in the backfield tonight at the two back. Delta comes with a little bit of a different look here to start this ball game, as they'll have 3 wide, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. And they'll bring the slot receiver in motion, and they'll pitch to Dallin Draper around the right side, and there's just nowhere to go as he's run out of bounds at the original line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. We'll try to pick up a few players as well for Emery. In the defensive side of the ball, Logan Labrum is a stud at the middle linebacker. He wears number 57. Wynn is at his left. Jukes is at his right. Delta back to the inverted wishbone set as they will come to the second back through. Once again, I believe that's Draper, and he is piled up after a gain of maybe a yard. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Obviously, if you're a Delta fan, you know this is not something that's very conducive to their offense. Delta likes to grind it, control the ball, and 3rd down and 9 is certainly not what they want to be in. Again, double wide. Shamo in motion from right to left. Here's Dutson back to pass out in the flat and was looking for Dakota Dutson out near the 35, but the ball falls short, and Delta will have to kick this one away as they go 3 and out. And here's going to be a little bit of a problem. We'll see how the wind is going to affect this one here tonight. Jack Dutson, also the punter for the Rabbits. He'll have to kick this one away, and he's got the wind right in his face. And a lot of discussion out there on the field. I'm not sure what the delay is here. Now we're ready to go. Ball's going to be on the near hash mark. And again, Dutson stands at about his own 11-yard line. And you can see here in a moment the backs to catch this are way up. Punt is going to fall at the 48, fielded at the 49 of Emery, and brought back to the 44. Ball's loose, they said. And let's see who's got it. Near side official is going to wave the clock dead and say who. They're still talking about it. And they do. They say it is a fumble. So unfortunate for the Spartans as the returner went down and the ball popped free right at the 45-yard line. So the first turnover of the game goes against the Emery Spartans, and Delta now with pretty good field position at their own 45-yard line. Again, inverted bone. Here's to give, 2nd back through, and not going to go anywhere as those people up front doing a nice job. Going to be no gain once again. So 3 running plays so far here for the Rabbits, and they have a total of 1 yard. I believe that ball carrier was Reagan Riding. In motion, Shamo. Here's the pitch to Riding. Behind him as Dutson was getting hit. The ball's free, and Reagan Riding goes all the way back to the 32 to dive on this. This is going to be a loss of about 14 yards for the Rabbits. So going in reverse is Delta right here on this particular drive. And this is going to bring up a third down, and we'll call it 23 yards to go. We'll get some names for you up front for Emery here momentarily. Dutson back to pass, rolls to the right, got a man open, dropped. Was looking for, I believe, Rhett Shamwell coming out of the backfield. And I doubt he would have got to the first down marker. But it goes for none right there. Up front for Emery, Ty Meekum, Kyler Stilson, Cody Butler, and Wakefield doing a nice job stopping the run up front. We talked about the backers in there, and Labram, Wynn, and Jukes. So here's Dutson to kick this one away. This is a high punt, hangs up, Wynn catches it. It takes a Emery bounce back to about the 43, and the Spartans will take over a first down and 10 for their first possession of the ball game. Head coach Russ Fowles in his third year here in Delta. Obviously hope for a little better start right there to this one. Defensively for the Rabbits, it'll be Brett Walker at the nose guard. On either side of him, Bodie Draper, Russ Styler, and out at the end, Staxton Anderson, Ridge Peterson. We'll get to the backers in the secondary here momentarily. So here is a snap, give to the slot back, and look at him go. He sneaks up through all the way to about the 43, 44-yard line. That's a gain of 15 on the play. Nice run by Austin Allred. So just like that, Emery in Delta territory with a first down and 10. 43-yard line of the Rabbits. And it does look like Zach Jorgensen is out there at the quarterback position. I mentioned we talked about how he maybe could not go in this one. And again, right up the gut for Emery. We'll try and get a number right there. It's a gain of 6 yards, we'll call it. And if we saw it right, 49 is Casey Jones. Call it second down and 4. And once again, they'll give it to Austin Allred as he tries to go around the right side. Not much there. Might be a gain of a yard, maybe 2. Brings up third down for Emery, and I would think they're probably in 4-down territory here. Third down, and we'll call it a long 3 for the Spartans on the far hash mark. As they'll have 2 receivers to the near side. Bring a slot back across. Now he'll turn and return, go back to the right side. And in the pistol formation, once again, it'll be Jorgensen. Takes the snap. He'll give it to that back coming around this left side. Trying to get outside, and Delta missed 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and finally taken down at the 30. This is going to be a gain of about 6 yards for Austin Allred. Pretty nice run there by Allred. Looked like they were going to catch him a little bit deeper in the backfield. Just stepped through the tackle and gets it up to the 31-yard line. First down and 10. Here in the first quarter, 8:05 to go. No score. This is the first possession of the game. Emery fumbled a return after Delta punted on their first possession. Wide receiver to the far side. And again, Jorgensen takes the snap. He'll give it to the fullback right up the middle. Gain of about 3 before host of tacklers comes in for the Rabbits. Looked like Ryland Day was there to make the tackle. So we'll call it second down and 8 for Emery. Once again, here's Jorgensen up under center. He goes to Allred. Allred fights his way forward for a gain of 3 more. So this will bring up 3rd down and a short 5 for Emery. Ball close to the near hash mark, out at about just inside the 27-yard line. You see the shadows starting to creep across the field as the sun sets here behind us. Wind is actually dying just a little bit. Still, though, still blowing pretty good. Once again, some one wide receiver far side. Here's the give to Allred. Comes across, turns upfield, and dives ahead for the 1st down as he picks up about 6, almost 7 yards for Allred. Coming into this ball game, Austin Allred was 2nd in the 3A in rushing, 34 carries on the year for 320 yards, averaging over 9 yards per carry, 160 yards a game is what he's been picking up in the first 2 contests. So a new set of downs, ball's just inside the 20. We'll call it the 19 of Delta. As Emery moves from right to left on your dial. Here's Allred. They'll come back against the grain. And it'll be taken down at about the 15-yard line, a gain of 4. Emery now with 44 yards all on the ground here in this drive. Brings up 2nd down, and we'll call it 6 for the Spartans again, kind of in that pistol formation. Here's the give to Allred, going around the right side. Got a blocker in front of him, follows him nicely. Heads all the way down and in. Did they say he got in? Touchdown! 15 yards out, and Emery is on the board first in this one. 5:27 to go in this first quarter. And Austin Allred doing the bulk of the work here for the Spartans. So 6-0. Emery. And the point after try coming right here. This will be Ashton Daly to kick this one, and they say it is good. So with 5:27 to go here in the first, Emery takes the ball 57 yards in 9 plays, and they lead it here over the Rabbits early in this one. And as we kind of adjust things here just a little bit here in the booth, we'll welcome into the broadcast Vice Principal Rob Fowles is helping me here this evening. He's been down taking care of duties as he should as a vice principal, but we've conned him into coming up and helping us here in the booth, so we'll get the headset on him and welcome him here this evening. Good to have you with us, Rob. I know you've been down hustling people in and out of the stadium, getting our American Legion folks taken care of, and we appreciate that very much.
Aren't they the best?
They are.
We have the best pre-game flag ceremony in the state of Utah, and it's just fun to watch them.
Jason Hatch of Delta takes the kick at the 8-yard line, comes across from left to right, and then gets hammered. Taken down at about the 28-yard line. I believe on the tackle there for Emery. That's Devin Miller, who did a really nice job to come in, make the tackle. So the Rabbits, they'll start from their own. Caught the 28-yard line. 3rd possession of the ball game, Coach. So far right now, Delta minus 13 rushing in the total yardage, and Emery right now with 58 on the board and the 7 points.
Well, I haven't seen a whole lot of the game, but boy, Emery's big, like they always are, it seems like, over there. They grow some big kids, and they've got a pretty big front line there for their defense.
That was Rhett Chamo, the up back, coming off that right tackle, picks up 3. And as I was saying earlier, I want to welcome in everybody watching on Centricom.com, local channel 10, and also Emery TV tuning in tonight, Rob. So we'll welcome those folks in. Glad to have you looking in here in Millard County in Delta, Utah.
Absolutely.
We'll call it second down at 7. In motion, Dallin Draper, little cross action now, faking, running right side with the ball, Jack Dutson. And they're going to say he stepped out at the 35-yard line, so it'll be a gain of about 3. Jack Dutson, the junior quarterback, started JV last year, but this is his 3rd game starting as the varsity quarterback.
It's always a concern when your quarterback's out there running along the sideline and 2 or 3 Emery defenders are chasing after him. So it's always good to see him get up.
Delta needs a first. It's 3rd and 4. They have not been able to get a first yet. They do right there. Jack Dutson just keeps it himself and takes it forward for a gain of 7 yards and a first down. And boy, did they need that one.
Yeah, just a little quarterback follow, I think is what they call it. And Jack just takes the ball and follows that backer and got some good yardage there.
So they move the chains for the Rabbits for the first time here tonight. Out to the 43-yard line, Delta's side of the field. 4:19 to go here in this first quarter. Here's the option pitch. Dallin Draper, the sophomore, needs a block. Gets across midfield all the way to the 45 of Emery. That's a gain of 13. Draper, his dad, an assistant coach here, was a running back for Dean Fowles back in the late 80s, early 90s. I'm not sure, Coach, when it was.
I know exactly. 87, to be exact.
He was one of the best.
Yeah, one of the best. And Dallin's got similar speed as his dad did at that time.
Here he is again, Draper right up the middle. And he'll dive ahead to about the 37. Going to be a gain of 7, maybe even 8 on the carry.
Yeah, see, Dallin's only a sophomore, and he's not afraid to put a hit on anybody and make them pay the price. So good run by Dallin.
So second down, and we'll call it a long 2 from the 37-yard line of Emery. Got to get just across the 35 for the first down. Here's the give. Rhett Shamo, nothing doing right there. If I can get a number on who come up on the tackle.
Number 20, it looked like Ashton Dielli.
Also up front, I believe, that was Ty Meekum in there, causing all kinds of havoc for the Rabbits.
Great pursuit on Emery's front line as they just followed that, kind of strung that play out a little bit and didn't give Shamo much to work with there.
One other big play here for the Rabbits. 3rd down and 2. This time double tight with that inverted bone. This is Shamo on a little crossbuck action, and it's going to be close. Just depends on the spot. It looks like that far side official is going to give him the first down. He's kind of weaving back and forth, but he does get it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's looking back at the yard marker and didn't know where the ball was going to be set. But, yep, first down for Delta.
So Delta, they were 13 yards in the hole to start this drive, and now they're up to a positive 25. And more importantly, in Emery's side of the field, 34-yard line for the Rabbits, 1st and 10. 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Emery leads it 7-0 as they scored on their first possession. Double wide formation. And just a quick hitter off the left tackle. And not a lot. Was that
number
Rhett
71, Kyler Stilton made the tackle.
Got a little more than I thought, actually. Almost 3 yards on the carry. So it'll bring up second down and 7. The ball at about the 32.
Emery County keeps bringing Stiltons along, don't they?
Yes, they do. And Gordon's.
Big good-looking kid.
Coach Gordon's boy, Easton Gordon, backup quarterback. Back to pass, Dutson rolls to his right. Got to get rid of it, and he does, to Dallin Draper, and probably shouldn't have because he just got buried right there, I believe, coming up and making the hit there. Kobe Butler. Pretty athletic play there by Butler. So they complete their first pass of the game, do the Rabbits, but it goes for a -8.
Yeah, probably not the best decision there, just because of the way the play was.
Maybe throw it at his feet.
Turning out, yeah, and you could kind of see it coming, but.
Trips to the far side, back to pass Dutson. It's a screen, and he almost threw an interception. They say it hit the ground. He was looking for Dallin Draper right in the middle of the field. He had pressure in his face, did Jack Dutson, had to throw it high, and this will bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, too bad, because that play looked like it had a little bit of a potential to begin with, and it just kind of fizzled out there at the end, and not quite right to Dallin, but
back deep. I believe that's Ashton Dielli. Also, we'll watch this one as they kick this one away, and I think Dielli wants a beautiful punt in the wind, taken at the 1-yard line. Maybe not the best decision there, as that one would have gone into the end zone, and the returner is taken down at the 4. So, you know what, Coach? Write that one down. That might be a key to the game. And this one, with the wind in his face, Dutson puts this one down at the 1, and it's returned to the 5.
yeah, not much of a better yardage-wise as far as the field was concerned for Jack to punt that one right in there. So, yeah, he probably should have let that go into the end zone and taken it on the 20, but it works out good for the Delta Rabbits.
So a great effort with the wind blowing in his face. 56 seconds to go here in the first quarter, 7-0. Emery leads it here in this home opener for the Rabbits. Pretty good crowd on hand for this one. So the officials get things set, and here we go. As Jorgensen takes it, wants to throw it out in the flat, and dangerous pass, tipped out there, and then almost intercepted. Just a little bit too much mustard on the pass out in the flat.
You know, I think it was tipped, and then I think that their receiver, I'm not sure, I think it was 84, TJ Laycock. I think that's who it was.
Yep,
but
that's exactly
went
who
through
it was.
his hands, and then Delta almost intercepted it. So could have worked out good for either team, but
in fact,
we'll go second down.
Emery will run Laycock out one side, Colton Butler to the other. So 2 receivers far side. The slot man comes across. That's all red. They give it to him. They've had a lot of success on that little play as they bring him across the formation at the snap, hand it to him, and let him get his feet heading north and south. He had the bulk of the work on their last drive. He gets about 4 on that carry. 62 yards now of offense for Emery. And you can see as Zach Jorgensen come out on the field limping because sprained his ankle in that last week's game. Here's a nice run out around that right side all the way up across the 25, 26-yard line. Ball carrier that time, Ashton Daly. And he's going to get about 16 yards on the carry.
You know, he's a good little player. I can tell already. Ashton is number 20 for Emery. He gets around that corner, and you better have your feet work ready, because he will juke you and he will run past you if he needs to. So I'm really impressed with the way he runs.
So the quarter comes to an end. It's been a good one for the Spartans. They lead it 7-0 over the Rabbits, as Delta looking for their first victory on the season. Emery looking to go to 2-1. Again, our thanks to our sponsors, Intermountain Power. We appreciate Intermountain Power, one of the great employers here in the Valley. Also, Central Valley Medical Center, providing peace of mind when the need arises. Also, Materion Natural Resources, Mountain Land Supply, Service First at Service Drug. We appreciate Roger Kilpack and the friendly staff down at Service Drug. Also, Delta Medical Center, also helping us here. Great people out at the Delta Medical Center. Got to use their services this summer myself. Was treated very well out there. Not that I want to go out there and spend a lot of time. Also, Drew Bay Chevrolet. If you're looking for a new automobile or used, stop by Drew Bay Chevrolet. Check out the new Silverados or the new Colorados. I don't know if you've seen the new Colorados sitting down there on the lot, but talk about a beautiful automobile.
They are pretty. My son was driving one on his mission. So pretty spoiled.
So here we go on a first down at 10 from the 25-yard line. Nothing doing there. Maybe a half a yard is about it. Once again, 49 on our program. That's Bryce, I believe. We've got it as Casey Jones, but I wonder if it's not Doug Moore, because I believe that's what they were telling us earlier, that Doug Moore usually is back there. Give him half a yard, and now around that left end, doing a nice job dancing, and then is tripped up at the last moment by Dakota Dutson. That looked like that was going to go for a lot more.
Yeah, Logan Cox, the ball carrier, and the play was turning into something that looked like it could be pretty good. Dakota just came up and made that tackle for just a minimal gain, a couple yards there.
So a big play for both squads. Defensively, Delta needs a stop. They'd like to force Emery to kick this ball into the wind. Third down, and we'll call it a short 7 as they will bring the slot man across. Now he'll return and go back. They like to do this a little bit. Austin Allred returns. And again, out of that pistol formation, Jorgensen takes a snap. He'll give it to Allred. Tries to get up the middle for the first down. Can't quite do it. Delta defended that one a lot better. It's a gain of about 3. Brings up 4th down. Up front, Delta doing a much better job, as we mentioned. Brett Walker at the nose, Russ Styler in there as well. Linebackers. Brandon Atkinson is the middle linebacker. Rhett Chameau on the left side. Ryland Day on the right side. We'll get to the secondary a little bit later. And now Emery going to kick this one away on the 4th down, and we'll call it 3. Here's the kick. Going to hang up way short. Delta needs to get out of the way. The people running back to help block. It came down on top of them. You could hear one of the assistant coaches up here in the booth hollering, not so deep, because they knew the wind was going to hang this one up. Punt falls down dead at about the 48-yard line.
And I'm not so sure the wind's died a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as hard as it was when we first started the game, but
obviously the best field position of the ball game for the Rabbits. They'll start on their own 48-yard line. They trail 7-0. 9:56 to go here in the second quarter from Delta, Utah. Beautiful evening. Field is in as good a shape as you'll see a football field.
beautiful. Our custodians have done an excellent job.
Here's the pitch to Riding, and he drops it, can't pick it up. And Emery, they'll get on it and advance it, and I believe that was Allred, Austin Allred, who picked up the loose ball and takes it to the 37 of Delta.
Yeah, for having good field position, first play turns into disaster for the Rabbits, but great job by Allred. Just scooped that ball up and ran for, 5, 6, 7 yards there.
Looked like Riding, first it went through his hands on the ground. It looked like he went down and was gonna get it, and it just squirted away from him.
Yep. Too bad for the Rabbits.
How about this score? Well, I'll give it to you after this play. First down and 10 for Emery as we move the other way from left to right on your screen. And look at this. Juking, jiving, inside, outside, up the far near side. Is going to step, no, doesn't step out of bounds. Then it's taken out at the 10-yard line. And I believe on the carry, that's Daly, Ashton Daly. Boy, is he having a game already here in this one.
Yeah, he when he gets in the open field, he's tough because he'll juke you one way and the other, and you're not sure which way he's going to go. He finally ended up, he actually didn't want to go out of bounds. He got to the point where he was going to try and come back the other way, all the way across the field, but with the pursuit of the Rabbits, he decided it was probably of his best interest just to get out. So
27 yards, in fact, down to the 10. First and goal for Emery as they'll run around the left end, this time cutting back in, back outside, and then taken down after a gain of about 3. I believe that was Doug Moore. We'll give him 3 on the carry. And Emery now, coach, at 115 yards of offense.
They've been running that play to the little Daly kid, but I think where he just ran that long run, they gave it to the Doug Moore kid, so he picked up a few. So
it'll be second down and goal from the 7-yard line. In motion. They'll bring Austin Allred. Now he'll turn and go back. He always comes, it seems like, from that left side. Here he comes again. But they'll give it to the fullback. as he ducks through the first would-be tacklers and gets down to the 5.
That's Daly again on the carry.
So it brings up a 3rd down and goal. Ball sitting right on the 5-yard line. I was going to tell you, Juab playing tonight up at Salem Hills. In that first quarter, Juab leads 6-0.
Wow. Juab's tough.
Wow.
They've got a big, strong team this year, and
Back to pass out in the flat. Nobody there. Was looking, I guess, for a receiver coming out of the end zone. I think he was looking for T.J. Lecoq.
coming right back to that
Yep.
pylon and well defended by the Rabbits.
So Lecoq he couldn't come back quick enough to get that.
Yeah, this is the only spot on the whole field that has any sun.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the clock is stopped at 7:55 to go in the first half. 7-0. Emery leads it, looking for more as they will go for it on a 4th down and goal from the 5. They'll send a wide receiver here to the near side, one to the far side. In the shotgun, all alone, other than he brings Austin Allred across the formation. And then Coach Jones says, let's talk about it. So timeout taken by the Spartans with 7:55 to go here in this first half. And they'll talk about it. It'll give Coach Russ Fowles a chance as well to talk to his defense. Again, our thanks to all of our sponsors helping us out here this evening. You get a chance to stop in to the different businesses and let them know how much we appreciate them. Delta City, always great supporters of the youth here in the area. Level Pharmacy as well. Stop by for your pharmaceutical needs and gift ideas there at Level Pharmacy. Of course, our own Centricom, Channel 10, Peak Performance, Snow College, and Sunrise Engineering. At this point in time, Coach, both teams have run the exact same number of offensive plays.
Wow.
Emery with the 7 points on the board, though. They lead it. And here we go, once again out of the shotgun. Zach Jorgensen will give it to the back coming across. Does he get in? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Austin Allred.
That was
And
a key.
Delta had to know that was coming. Coach, they have gone to that and gone to that and gone to that, yet it's still very, very successful. And you got to give credit. Sorry, Coach, to kind of talk over you right here. Those people up front, Ty Meekum, along with Kobe Butler and Logan Labrum, they're running right behind them.
And they are a big bunch. And, you know,
Whoops. Flags fly. The play continues on, and they get a score. Let's see what the flag's going to be for. The way they're going off the field, it must have been a defensive penalty.
well, I'm not sure they're all looking at him.
No, it's going to come back.
Going to come back. Yep.
So it is a motion penalty, and they will have to replay the down.
You know, I was just going to say, I think they had Ashton Daly as kicking the extra point there. And we'll see. These numbers are a little harder
Yep.
to read.
It is. That is Ashton Daly, and he does it all.
He's quite a player. I'm really impressed with him up to this point. And so I didn't know if that was a design play or whatever, but I guess not. I guess we'll see if they kick this extra point here.
So this will be a 25-yard extra point try. 13-0 right now. Emery leads it here over the Rabbits. 7:51 to go in this second period of play. So Daly once again. This time the snap gets back. Kick is up and good. So that time the drive goes 37 yards in 5 plays. So they've got a drive of 57 yards and a score, and a drive of 37 yards and a score. And Delta needs to make something happen right here on this drive. They've got the wind with them, and 7:51 to go in this first half. I'm Ken Nielsen alongside Coach Rob Fowles. We bring you the action from Delta High School. A very pleasant evening, although breezy. I think the wind has died somewhat, but it's still coming pretty good out of the south. I have to hold my papers down here in the box.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night though as far as football is concerned. I think that these kids are probably loving the weather out there.
I know I am. Not near as hot here in the booth. Here's the kick hanging up in the air. The wind's going to blow it back. Wow, did Delta touch that? They better get on it, and they do. Back at the 18. Coming up across, back at the 13, across the 15, back to about the 16.
And we got a flag on the field. And that's not a good spot usually.
And Delta did not play that return at all, very well at all.
You know, the wind's blowing a little bit, and when he kicked that up in the air, it just hung there about over the 30-yard line and then dropped right out of the sky, and they just didn't have enough time to get under it. But
and fortunately for the Rabbits, the penalty goes against Emery. So this moves the ball out to the 27. Or Delta would have been deep in their own territory. Double wide formation for the Rabbits as they come out. Again, Jack Dutson up under center. They'll come with the inverted wishbone behind Jack. Here on the near hash mark. So far, Emery's defense has really done a nice job. They have forced 3 punts and recovered a fumble. Here is the give. Dallin Draper up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 3 on the carry. Clock running, 7:24 and counting in this first half. 14-0. Emery looking sharp here tonight. Delta trying to get on track.
this is a very crucial drive for the Rabbits, I think, right now. We've got to get some yardage. We've got to get some first downs. We've got to move this ball down the field here right before halftime, especially.
Here's the option right side. Dutson with it, looking, now pitches to Draper. Draper comes around the corner, finds a little bit of a seam up that far side, and it just depends on where they mark him out of bounds.
And they threw a flag there after the play over there, and I think he was out of bounds, and they still drug him down over there. So I think we're going to get a personal foul penalty on Emery.
6 yards on the carry.
You know, it's hard for us to see on that far sideline where he goes out of bounds, so you don't know when the play is stopped or if it's keep going or whatever, and that's exactly what the call is.
Dead ball, personal foul, they say. So this will take it 15 yards upfield. So 2 penalties here have really helped the Rabbits and obviously hurt Emery. The one on the return and then that one right there. And just like that, Delta has at the 49 of Emery.
Yeah, that's exactly what Delta needed. Now we just need to keep this drive going and move it down the field. See if we can punch it in here before halftime.
Delta's got to run about 25 yards to get up to the line of scrimmage. They were clear back at the 30. Now we're ready to go. Double wide on the formation. Dutson under center with the inverted wishbone behind him. Here's the give. Quick hitter off that right tackle. I believe that was Rhett Shamall for a gain of maybe a yard.
Yeah, Emery's got a great, big, strong front line on their defense. They're hard, even those quick hitters, there's nothing there. They're just too strong and physical, it seems like, this early in the game to.
Yeah, again, running into the likes of Ty Meekum, Kyler Stilson, Butler up there. We mentioned Wakefield. Wynn, Labram, Jukes are at the linebacking positions, and all red. Dugmore back, safeties. Here's a pass out in the flat, caught and knocked out of bounds at about the 43-44 yard line. And I believe on the catch for Delta, that was Bo Nielsen. So give him 5 on the catch.
Sorry, I had to take some time out.
I saw that. Some lovely young lady up here.
Yeah, my daughter asking for money.
I didn't think it was a fan.
No. And that's usually what happens when your kids come to talk to you during a game.
So third down, we'll call it 4 at the 40, just inside the 44 of Emery. Double tight formation. Little counter action. Ahead to about the 40, close to the 40, I believe was Shamel. Brings up fourth down and a big play call for Coach Russ Fowles.
Big play right here, probably the biggest play of the game up to this point as far as the Rabbits are concerned, especially with this drive that they need to keep alive.
Fourth down and just under 2 to go for Delta. Again, double wide. Burton to the near side, Peterson to the far side, and jumping off sides are the Spartans.
I was just going to say, you know, Delta and Emery have played each other for a lot of years, and it seems like we've done this forever.
And you know who that's going to drive nuts over there?
Yeah, exactly.
Coach Jones is just going, he has seen this for 28 years, and he knows.
He knows exactly what's coming, and he probably was screaming it from the sideline possibly over there. But nonetheless, it drew him off sides, and Delta gets a first down here. So
just inside the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Still plenty of time, 5:03 to go in the first half. Double wide formation once again. Dakota Finlinson to the near side. In motion, the 2-back, that's Dallin Draper. A little bit of a fumble on the change there between Dutson and Shamel. It looked like it wasn't clean, and they get nothing on the carry. Well, we'll give him a yard.
Hard exchange, but Chase Jukes was there, and you weren't about to juke him.
No. They are solid. Emery is solid up front.
They are big physical. I am so impressed with their size. That
Delta, coach, with only 42 yards rushing up to this point. How about this? Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Dallin Draper, the one lone setback behind Jack Dutson. He'll go back to pass, rolls right side, and then whistles will stop this.
I think we called timeout before the play was.
I was going to say, I don't see a flag on the field, and there isn't. So a timeout taken by Delta to talk about this one. Again, our thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors here with us tonight. Our broadcast going across the airways with Centricom, local channel 10, and also Emery TV. Glad to have the folks over in Emery with us here. Intermountain Power, one of our great sponsors here in the Valley, along with Central Valley Medical Center, Materion Natural Resources, and Mountain Land Supply. Another score to pass along. Summit Academy. This is the team that Emery just beat the tar out of. Summit Academy tonight leads South Sevier 28-6 with 11 minutes to go in the second. So that tells you a little bit about this Emery team.
28 points in a quarter in 1 minute. Wow.
Well, 28. It's in the second quarter,
right?
With 1 minute to go in the second.
With 1 minute.
Or excuse me, one minute past. But
yeah,
Emery beat Summit Academy 57-44.
Goodness, that's a lot of points. It's on track for a 100-point game there.
So once again, little odd formation for the Rabbits. Trips to the near side, one wide receiver, and Burton to the far side. Back to passes. Dutson rolls to his left. Flags fly. Got to get rid of it, and he cannot. He will scramble back to the original line of scrimmage, but nothing more. We'll wait for the flag now. We're going to let Coach Fowles go turn the lights on. Starting to get dark here. Holding is the call. So a decision for Coach Jones right here. Take the play, and it'll be 3rd and about 9, or take the penalty, and it'll be 2nd and about 20. And I think that's what he'll do. He'll take the penalty and move the Rabbits back to the 45 of Emery. So this is going to make it 2nd down at about 19. So again, trips to the far side, one lone receiver here to the near side. Option right, Dallin Draper. turns it upfield, gets inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 39. That'll be a gain of 11 for Dallin Draper. Pretty nice effort by the sophomore. A little more manageable, obviously, for the Rabbits, but still a long ways on a third down. And I think you'd see Coach Russ Fowles go for it on fourth down. Try and cut this yardage in half or more. In motion, Rhett Shamwell from right to left. Dutson back to pass. Looking. Joy, just nobody out there that's open. He'll keep it himself and takes it. Still goes. It looked like he was going to step out, and he doesn't. At the 30, I thought he was going to go out of bounds, and he says, no, I'm just going to take it on up the field. And then a flag comes in at the end of the play as well. This is a gain of 10. No, more than that, in fact. Going to be a gain of 12. And then we'll wait for the call. Give Jack Dutson a lot of credit on that carry. Wow, got the first down when it looked like he was going to be out of bounds, short by about 4 yards. Face mask on the end of the play, they say. So this ball will be moved right down to about the 11-yard line. Delta now starting to look a little more respectable in the rushing yards. 65 yards rushing for the Rabbits. 122 for Emery so far tonight. That's why you see the score at 14-0. Near hash mark. Double tights this time for the Rabbits. Inverted wishbone once again behind Jack Dutson. Here's the give. Quick hitter, left tackle. Ahead to about the 6-yard line. A gain of 5. Rhett Shammo on the carry. Brings up second down and 5. I got to say it's about the 6-yard line. So Delta, they'll spread it out and go double wide. Here is the give. Bo Nielsen off the left tackle a yard, and that's it. Pretty nice effort up front there. If I got it right, I think you saw a big pulley up there on that right side. Gain of a yard is all. So it will bring up third down. They can get a first down at about the 1. Double tights this time. Here's the option. Nope, Dutson keeps it himself and is going to get drugged down. The ball comes loose at the end, but I believe he was on the ground, they say. So that play just blew up in their face. I think he wanted to option it, thought there was a hole, and tried to cut it back up in and just nowhere to go.
Yeah, initially I think it looked like there was something there, but it closed in a hurry with the size of Emery and the athletic ability that they have there.
So fourth down and a big 3, almost 4 yards to go for the Rabbits. This time they'll bring Ridge Peterson in tight along with Burton. See what Delta goes for now. Timeout taken on the far side. Coach Jones wants it for the Spartans. And they want to talk about it. I don't think he was pleased with the defensive formation he had set up for this fourth down play. This is a big play right here. Delta, if they can punch this one in, obviously right back in the game, cuts the score in half, the lead in half. If they don't, Emery's going to go to the halftime locker room feeling really good about themselves.
Huge play, and I'm not sure their coach and official are having some exchanges out there, but I'm not sure if it's a heated one or not, but their coach is asking for clarification, obviously, on something, but nonetheless, still fourth down, about 4 yards to go, and that's a good-looking score on the camera.
Yeah. Apologize, our scoreboard disappeared there for a moment as some of the fans, like me, get tired of sitting and want to stand up for a while. Who is that?
I'm not sure who that is, but I guess
it's a relative, let's say that.
From the vice principal standpoint, I probably ought to maybe yell something out at the window. See, when I talk, sometimes people listen. Not very often, but
here we go. Huge play in the ball game. 4th down and a long 3 for Delta. This ball is at the 5-yard line. Got to take it down inside the 2. In motion comes Shamo from right to left. They almost got that defensive tackle to jump, but he stays put.
Tried again, didn't we?
And Delta will take the timeout.
And I'm sure that was one of the points of that last timeout was you make sure you watch the ball.
Coach, Delta has actually run 10 more offensive plays in the game than has Emery, yet they trail 14-0. So Delta has controlled the ball a good part of the game, but they just, this is their best scoring opportunity. They have been forced by the Emery defense to punt the ball away 3 times in the game. They have a fumble lost. Just have not been able to do anything with it until this drive. Now, a couple of penalties really aided them in this particular drive. But here we go. Let's see if Emery can keep Delta from picking up that first down or even a score.
Huge play for both teams, I think, right now.
So here's Dutson under center once again. Here's the snap. Here's the pitch to Draper. It's a race to the end zone, and he's going to get in. Touchdown. Dallin Draper. That's a great call right there.
Great call.
So Delta gets on the board for the first time, and pending this point after try, they can cut the lead in half with 1:39 to go in this first half.
And give the offensive line credit right there. They sealed them, and when you have the chance to give Dallin Draper that open field and let him run to the corner, he looks like his dad there.
Sure did.
It's just a race to that pylon, and he's fast enough. You know, and the future's bright for old Dallin Draper just as a sophomore.
Delta goes for 2. Dutson got to go to the back of the end zone and through the hands of Trevor Burton. Had him momentarily. Pressure was in the face of Jack Dutson, and he just could not put the ball on the money. But Delta feeling a little bit better about themselves as they get on the board. They cut this lead to 8, 14-6.
Well, that was most important. You know, obviously that was an important extra point, but, you know, hopefully we can come out and get another score here in the second half, if not this half, and get that extra point, tie the game up.
So Dallin Draper, a bright spot here tonight, as he has the touchdown run there of 5 yards, has another run of 11, another run of 6, one of 8, one of 13. He's getting the bulk of the carries and getting the yardage as well.
You know, he's got the speed of somebody I knew back in the early 80s who had that kind of speed over in Gunnison area.
Yeah. You know, if we'd have had a football team back over the time when I was going to school, boy, would we have been something. I feel at this time in my life like I have several football injuries. I never played.
That happens to you.
So Delta to kick this one away. Oscar Celis kicks it away. Look at this beautiful kick with the wind all the way down to about the 2-yard line where Emery will return it. Got a wall right up the middle. Did you see that for him? Came right up the middle. Beautiful return out to the 45-yard line. That's Bryce Dugmore.
Beautiful return by the entire Emery Spartan team, and you could see that perfectly set up for them. And great run by the running back, and just a very, very good special teams play by Emery.
Well, the wedge, it was perfect, and it just opened up, almost like the Red Sea was just parting for the running back right there. So here we go. Let's see if Emery can put something together with 1:32 to go in the half. They lead at 14-6. They have the ball at the Delta 45. Out of the shotgun. They'll go, I believe, to Dugmore around that left side. Tries to turn it back and goes nowhere. Oh, and now a flag at the end of the play. And I'm wondering if the official's going to say you didn't stop on the whistle. It's exactly what he's going to call. Calling a personal foul on the Rabbits. And I think I'm guessing he's saying, when I blow the whistle, you need to stop, and they kept driving the runner back, which happens a lot.
Sure. And it went back, 5 or 6 yards before the play actually ended. And so, like you say, I'm not sure when the whistle was blown, but obviously it was, it was early enough to throw the flag. So.
What a big penalty, though, Coach, because this puts the ball at the Delta 42-yard line. And still plenty of time for Emery. 1:16 to go in the half. Out of the shotgun. Once again, Zach Jorgensen. He's got wide receivers to the far side and to the near side. The official's going to come over and talk to Russ Fowles, I believe. They want to put some more time up on the clock. So 1:21, they say, to go here in the half. They'll wind it. We'll see if Delta's secondary doesn't get tested right here. Nope. Going to go to the back. Look at this run. Goes through one tackler, almost two. Gets to the 35. Pickup of about 6 for Austin Allred. Clock still running. Down to 54 and counting. And I believe Emery's got a decent field goal kicker. Whoa, what a great play there by the Delta defense. They came up and took the ball carrier down as he was taking the ball. That's Bryce Dugmore, was met behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3.
By Russell Styler. Was that Russell Styler that made that tackle, I think? Number 55.
55, yep. Superintendent Dave Styler's boy.
Made a great play right there.
Read it perfectly. Timeout taken by Emery, and I think that is their 3rd and final timeout. And the ball is back at the 38-yard line of Delta. 38 seconds to go. Emery with a very impressive first half. They lead at 14-6. Defensively, Emery has really played a pretty good game. They gave up, obviously, the last drive. It went for the Rabbits, as I didn't mention this. 73 yards was the drive. 12 plays.
Couple penalties in that drive, which helped the Rabbits and hurt the Spartans. But all in all, good drive by the Rabbits. And now Emery's putting together their own little drive right here before the half.
So, again, Zach Jorgensen in the shotgun. Brings Dugmore across the formation. Back to pass. Going to go down the far sideline. Got a man there. Caught. Touchdown.
Wow.
What a beautiful throw. That was 38 yards. Did you get a number on it, Coach, on the wide receivers? We want to give him credit.
I think it was number 84. These numbers are really hard to watch, but TJ Laycock.
Yep.
Great pass, great catch. And that's a kidney shot for the Rabbits right there, right before half.
Boy, what a pretty ball. And he hung that up in the wind as well.
Yeah, perfect. Going against the wind, yeah, it was a...
Point after try is up, and it's good.
Yeah, kick by Ashton Dielli.
So 56 yards in 4 plays. And Emery extends the lead 21-6, and that's one that hard for the Rabbits to swallow, as they were just about to go to half feeling much better about themselves. Some very key points to that drive. First started off with a great return on the kickoff. When you start your field position at about the 40-yard line, I mean, and you only had, I think there was only about 1.5 minutes in the half. It really gives your team a chance to make some different plays, especially when you can throw the ball like that and run as well as they have. So that was a great job by the Emery Spartans right there. Now let's see if Delta doesn't move up a little bit here on this kickoff as the wind into the face of the kicker. And this is going to fall down short right at the 20. Delta picks it up right at the 20. And they want to come across this formation. And look at the effort right there, Coach, running the ball carrier down. That was a great effort by Emery.
Number 22, Logan Cox, chased him from the other side of the field, the Emery side of the field, all the way to the Delta side, and eventually caught up with him and drug him down.
So Delta with just 22 seconds to work with in this half. See if they choose to put it in the air or if they keep it conservative on the ground. Double wide formation. There's a little counter action. Brett Schammel back the other way. A gain of about 5.
I think they're just going to let the clock run out.
And that's it as they hit double zeros on the clock. And Emery going to the locker room with momentum regained. They led 14-0 before Delta got on the board. And just like that, Emery strikes quickly. And it was a 38-yard pass down that right side. As you mentioned, I believe it was Laycock that makes the catch over the shoulder. It was a beautiful catch, beautiful pass, and Emery on top. 21-6 as we go to the half. Now get everybody off the field, and then we'll go into our halftime.
Mini cheer night here at Delta.
Mini cheer night. Haven't you got a couple little ones down there?
My mini cheers are now older.
They're over.
Yeah, I wish I had a couple of mini cheers, to be honest with you.
While we figure up some stats for you, we'll let you enjoy a little halftime entertainment as the Delta High Tridels will perform, and we'll be right back with our halftime numbers and some scores from around the state.
Hey, Deb.
Oh, there she is.
And we welcome you back to the halftime show here from Delta High School in Delta, Utah. Once again, I'm Ken Nielsen alongside Rob Fowles. We'll send him off to take care of his administrative duties for a moment. And we'll run through some of the halftime statistics for you in this ball game. First off, for the Emery Spartans, it's been a very productive evening for the Spartans up to this point. Emery has run the ball 21 times in the first half for 125 yards, throwing the ball 1 for 3. But that one pass they did complete went for 38 yards and a touchdown. So total yardage for Emery tonight, 163 yards in this first half. They have a touchdown run Austin Allred, 14 yards out in their first drive for the score. Allred also has another 5-yard run for a touchdown. And then Laycock has the 38-yard touchdown grab. And that's the 21 points you see. But not a bad evening so far. As we mentioned, 163 total in the first half. We look at the Delta side of things. Delta run the ball 25 times in the first half for 81 yards. 2 of 5 throwing the ball were the Rabbits for -3. You say, how do you get -3? Well, the first pass was complete behind the line of scrimmage for a -8 loss on the play, and then they have a pass completion of 5 yards, so that's where you get the -3. So total yards for the Rabbits, tough here tonight, 78 total yards for Delta on the evening. The one lone touchdown came from Dallin Draper, a 5-yard touchdown run around the right side into the corner of the end zone for the score. The 2-point conversion was no good, so 6 points on the board for the Rabbits. 21-6, your halftime score. We'll see if we can pick up a few other scores from around the state, scores of interest at least. Dixie blanking Alta right now. Still 2:32 to go in the second quarter, 38-0. Grand leading American Leadership 14-0 at the half. Box Elder over Bear River 21-6 at the half. Bingham, they were hoping to get a little revenge this week against Bishop Gorman, a highly ranked team out of Nevada. 14-0 Bishop Gorman leads late in the second quarter. Cedar and Canyon View, they got a good one going on down at Canyon View. 21-20 with 1:17 to go in the first half in that one. A couple others, Desert Hills and Roy tied at 14 apiece with 1 minute to go in the first half. Diamond Ranch leads Duchesne by a touchdown at the end of the first quarter. Kanab blanking Gunnison 28-0 with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Skyview leads Highland 21-0. They're in a lightning delay up in the second quarter. At half, Salem Hills and Juab, 2-point game. Salem Hills leads Juab 14-12. Judge Memorial getting thumped right now by Provo 27-0 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Mountain Crest leads Logan 28-0 at the half. Lone Peak 35-7.5 over West. Right now, Pineview in a pretty good ball game leads Manti 13-7 at the half. Maple Mountain 21 points better than North Sanpete. 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. 21-0 Maple Mountain leads. Still in the first quarter, getting to the latter moments of the first quarter. Beaver leading Millard 14-7. Hurricane trailing 7-6 to Moapa Valley at the half. Monticello 35-0 over Wayne. Morgan, this is Delta's next opponent. Delta travels to Morgan next week with 1:20 to go in the second quarter. Morgan leads Ben Lomond 35-7. So the road doesn't get any easier for the Rabbits as they've got to go up to Morgan next week. Springville 14-0 over Mountain View at the half. Murray leads Tooele 20-0 at the end of the first quarter. Milford right now ahead of North Sevier 25-0 late in the first half. North Summit leads Enterprise 12-0 at the half. Wasatch and Orem tied up midway through the second quarter. Payson over Ogden 14-7 at the half. San Juan, boy, they are legit this year. With still 2.5 minutes to go in the first half, San Juan leads Richfield 45-0. Park City 9-0 over South Summit late in the first half. Stansbury, a little bit of a rivalry game with Grantsville, 33-0. Stansbury leads over Grantsville late in the first half. Summit Academy, this is the team that Emery put 57 points on. Summit Academy leads South Sevier 41-6. Still 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Timpview over Taylorsville 7-0 late in the second quarter. Uinta trails Union 7-3 towards the end of the first quarter. And Weber and Bonneville in the second quarter 13-6 Bonneville. So a few interesting scores there to pass along to you. Again, beautiful evening here in Delta as the wind has died considerably. Very pleasant outside. Again, we are at Delta High School. Beautiful facility here in Delta, as they have an improvement here. The track has been redone. It's just a couple of years old, one of the finest you'll find in the state. Delta has built a new high school. It sits right behind us, behind the press box here. Beautiful facility. Of course, the Palladium that seats about 4,000 people in that arena. You know, very much like the one in Emery. In fact, I would say Delta and Emery have probably the two finest indoor facilities in the state of Utah, maybe out in the western United States, for high school anyway. Great facilities at both schools. So we're just waiting for both teams to make their way back out here onto the field. Again, our thanks to Centricom, allowing us to bring you this game here tonight. Local Channel 10. They're part of our sponsors here this evening, along with Intermountain Power, one of the great employers here in the Delta area. Central Valley Medical Center stepping in and helping us out as well. Maturion Natural Resources, Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug, Service First at Service Drug here in Delta. The Delta Medical Center providing peace of mind when the need arises. And Drew Bay Chevrolet. If you're looking for a new car, folks, stop by Drew Bay Chevrolet. They will certainly take care of you. They've got some great cars on the lot. You need to see the new Colorados they brought in. An outstanding pickup truck, as well as the Silverados. That's what I drive, and they took good care of me, Drew Bay Chevrolet. Also, Delta City, one of the great cities here in our nation. We appreciate all the fine folks that do things right here in Delta City. Also, Lovell Pharmacy, great pharmacy as well for all your pharmaceutical needs, gifts. Stop by Lovell Pharmacy. We mentioned Centricom, Channel 10, helping us bring you this game here tonight. Peak Performance with us as well. We appreciate Peak Performance. Snow College and Sunrise Engineering. They'll be sponsoring our post-game show here a little bit later tonight. So both teams, they have made their way back onto the field. They'll give them a few minutes to loosen up, and then we will be ready to go once again. 21-6, Emery leading here at the half. Get a nice game for a couple of key players. First of all, for Emery, we talked about Austin Allred coming into this one, as he's one of the leaders in the 3A in rushing, and he has not disappointed here tonight. He has 2 touchdown runs, one of 14, one of 5 yards. Has done a bunch of the work here tonight for Emery and for Delta. Dallin Draper's had a nice night. He has a touchdown run of 5 yards, has another run of 11, one of 13, one of 8. Also carrying the ball here this evening, Rhett Shamo. He's done a nice job battling up front with a real physical front line for Emery. So again, glad to have you with us here on a Friday night edition of Delta High and Emery High football. Live on Centricom.com, local Channel 10 TV, and Emery Television as well. Good to have you with us if you're tuning in over in Emery County. So far, it's been a nice evening for the Spartans and their fans watching here tonight. I believe Emery will get the ball to start this second half, as they deferred until now. Upcoming for the Rabbits, as I mentioned, they will be at Morgan next week. That'll be a tough one to go up into Morgan County and take on the Trojans. On the 18th, Delta will host North Sanpete. That will be homecoming for the Rabbits. So everyone, I would like to invite you out here to the stadium and for all of the homecoming activities that will go on through the week. 25th, Delta will travel over to Juab. October 2nd, Manti Templars will be in town. October 9th, Delta travels down to Canyon View. Canyon View has been very impressive this year. They're in a one-point battle right now with Cedar tonight. Grantsville comes to town on the 14th of October. The 23rd, Delta goes to Richfield. And then the quarterfinals on the 30th or 31st of October, depending on the agreements with the coaches. Semifinals will be the 6th or the 7th, and then the finals, November 14th. So we'll get things set for you here as we're ready to go. Second half action. And Delta, as I mentioned, they will kick this one away. They'll have a little bit of a breeze, a wind at their back. Oscar Celis to kick this one away. Left-footed kicker. We'll see how deep he can put this one for the Rabbits. Here we go. This is going to be fielded at about the 8-yard line for Emery. And again, right behind that wedge up the middle. A little better job on the coverage for the Rabbits. And Emery will take over, first down and 10 at their own. Wait for the spot of the ball. Looks like about the 24-yard line. 21-6, Rabbits trailing the Spartans in this one. And again, as you watch the Emery quarterback, Zach Jorgensen, come from the sideline. A little bit of a limp there. He sprained his ankle last week in that game, but has really performed admirably here tonight with that bad wheel. Out of that pistol formation, here's the give to the fullback, right up the middle. Bowling his way forward. Referee right in the middle of it. He's trying to get out of the way. This will be a gain of about 8 yards. So a great effort right up the middle. Here comes Jorgensen back from the sideline with the play that they want to run. Again, second down, and we'll call it 2. This is going to be good enough for a first down. Come across the formation and right up the middle. I believe that was Austin Allred. Gets 3 on the carry. 136 yards rushing now for Emery on the evening. And they move the chain, so it'll be first down and 10 from the 36-yard line, Emery side of the ball. And here's Jorgensen with the snap. Across the formation from right to left this time. And Bryce Dugmore working his way ahead for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards just up across the 40. Give him 4 yards on the carry. Brings up second down. And 6. 40-yard line is where they'll spot it down. Wide receiver here to the near side. And again, in motion. They'll come with Austin Allred. He'll turn, goes back, resets. Jorgensen takes the snap, goes to the fullback. And right up the middle, look at the running room as he takes it across midfield to the 45-yard line. 15 yards on the carry. I believe that was Ashton Dielli. As he's really had a nice night tonight. So a new set of downs. Dielli stands directly behind Jorgensen. They'll bring the slot man in motion. They'll hand to him, going from right to left, turns it up, and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. I believe Dugmore on the carry picks up a yard, they'll say. So second down and 9. Ball resting at the 44-yard line. Delta side of the field. Clock running, under 10 to go here in the third quarter. I'll get my wingman back here. I'll get his headset on. Second down and 9 as they move the formation around. They'll bring 2 receivers to the near side and now return back behind Jorgensen. They'll go to Allred, and he looking to pick his way up. Small of stature, but he is crafty and gets his way across the 35, close to the 34. And a flag on the field near the 40-yard line. holding. This will come back. That'll negate a first down run. That was a really nice effort once again by Austin Allred, but goes for naught. And obviously, Coach Fowles will accept the penalty from about the 39. This takes the ball all the way back to midfield or close to it, to the 49. And it'll bring up a second down and about 15 yards to go. The one thing that has hurt Emery tonight has been a couple of pretty key penalties.
Yeah, especially on the drive that Delta had and ones like that you get a first down and it moves you back and rather than 1st and 10, you're 2nd and 14. So
here we go. Wide receivers to the far side, to the near side. Out of the shotgun is Jorgensen. He stands at his own 47-yard line. Back to pass over the middle, complete. The receiver just sat down right there in the middle of the field. Takes it ahead for a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. Boy, and he took a shot in the back. He's feeling it as he comes up.
Yeah. And I'm trying
Is
to
that
see
Doug Moore? It's hard to tell the numbers now. It's getting dark.
I think it's Ryland Day that made the tackle. Yeah, when they don't turn around, you have to see the front of their jersey. I'm getting old enough I can't see the front of the jersey.
A little more manageable. 3rd down and 9 for the Spartans. The ball at the 43 of Delta. Here's Allred. Even after he's hit, looks like he's going down, Coach, he turns it upfield. I really like the way he gets everything out of the carry that he can get.
He's 3 yards back, and, when he's initially hit by the Rabbits, and he still seems to get that 2 or 3 yards that's huge. So
a big play for both sides. Delta definitely wants to stop here. They trail it here, 21-6. They need the ball back. And it looks like Emery's going to punt this one away. I thought they might go for it. Coach Jones says, nah, I'm not a gambling man on this one. So they'll kick it into the breeze. Kick will go away from about the 50-yard line. Nice high punt. Dropped and, almost touched by the intended receiver. And then downed on the 1, I believe. And the discussion in the booth is that a touchback because the player took it into the end zone? And that's I'm not sure on that. I know as you watch a lot of games on TV, you'll see them go down and try and bat it back before they get into the end zone. The official says he got it down at the 1.
Well, he touched it and then he held on to it and then fell into the end zone.
So,
I don't know if he's
not
saying
sure
he
either.
had control of it before I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what.
But give credit to the Emery kicking game right there as they pin Delta deep, their own 1-yard line. And see if Delta can work their way out of this. Here's Jack Dutson keeping it himself. Takes it ahead to the 5. That's a nice little gain to give him a little bit of breathing room.
Little bit. Every little bit right there when you're that close to the goal line helps. And so great job by Jack.
He gets close to 5 yards on the carry. Delta, 85 yards total tonight rushing. And if you take away the -3 on the passing, they did have 2 completed ones. One was behind the line of scrimmage. Right now, Delta at 82 yards offense. Got to pick it up a little bit. Jack Dutson keeps it himself again. Turns it ahead up close to the 10-yard line. Just going to be a tad short for the first down. So 3rd down and a yard for the Rabbits. Ball's just inside of their own 10-yard line. And the quarter going by in a hurry. 6:27 and counting.
Yeah, the way the Delta Rabbits drives go, it takes 6 or 7 minutes. And so we've got to put one here so we have some time, left in the 4th quarter for, to make that move.
So on the 3rd down and a yard, I'm not sure if they got it right here. We'll wait for the spot from this near side official. I think he's going to be just a little bit short. And he is. Wow. What do you do here? 4th down. And just less than a yard to go, and Delta, they said, we have to kick this one away. I think it's a good choice with the wind behind you. Get it up, let it carry. Might have been touched, I'm not sure. It came off funny off the side of his foot. Rolls out at the 25-yard line. It came off like maybe it was tipped, but I'm not sure. Great job by the Emery defense as they hold, and they're going to get the ball in great field position. The Delta 25-yard line, obviously the best field position of the game. They have had the ball once before at the Delta 37 and converted that drive into a score and a touchdown. So let's see what happens here on this one. Short field for the Spartans. Single wide here to the near side, and the kind of the pistol formation here is the give. Fullback coming up off the left tackle, gets ahead to the 20. That's going to be a gain of 5.
Diele just makes his way, just picks his way through that defense and gets 5-6 yards of carry. Great job by Ashton Diele.
Emery up over 170 yards rushing, 171 now on the evening. 2nd down and 5 from the 20. Again, a wide receiver here to the near side. Here's the give. Spinning, trying to make something out of nothing is Austin Allred, but Delta doing a better job up front right there.
Great job up front. I think he may have lost a little bit, half a yard or so. So great job by the Delta defense.
And you know what? I was going to say that's their first negative play. I take that back. They have one play earlier of -3. That one of minus, we'll call it a yard. They really have done a nice job moving the ball tonight, has Emery.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 6. Again, in motion comes Austin Allred. He'll return back to his position on that left side. And Coach Jones not liking the way things were set up right there. And he'll take the timeout. This is a big play for Emery. They really want to put the proverbial nail in the coffin right here if they can get a score and push this to a 28-6 game. Want to thank our sponsors once again. Sunrise Engineering coming up. They'll sponsor our post-game show. Snow College, one of the finer institutions in the West, in fact, the whole United States. Peak Performance with us tonight. Centricom, Channel 10, Level Pharmacy, along with Delta City, Roubaix Chevrolet, Delta Medical Center, Service Drug of Delta, Mountain Land Supply, Materion Natural Resources, Central Valley Medical Center, and Intermountain Power, all sponsoring this game tonight. We talked about the featured players coming into this one. Austin Allred, 2nd among running backs in the 3A with 320 yards on the year, averaging 160. May not get there tonight, but boy, he has shown why he is such a good back.
Yeah, he's a tough little player. I'm very impressed with him.
The Delta doing all they can do here with the defense. They've been on the field a long time.
I think we're in probably two play. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say.
4 down territory.
4 down territory right here.
Guess what? Not going to need it because Emery just picks up a 1st down with a carry of about 7 yards.
Yeah, that was a big play for Emery.
Might have been Diele out of the backfield. Nonetheless, we'll give him the 7 yards. A 1st down, new set of downs. Ball is, we'll just call it inside the 14-yard line of Delta. Single back behind the quarterback, Zach Jorgensen. And a great play coming in, making a hit for Delta before that could really go anywhere was Daxton Anderson. Flag on the play as well, holding. Delta will take the penalty. This will move the ball back to the 20. One thing about it, Coach, they get to repeat the 1st down, and the clock becoming more and more of an issue for the Rabbits.
Yeah, even though there's still 3:49 in the 3rd quarter, it's a big thing for us right now where we use so much time.
So the clock runs, 3:44 and counting. 21-6, Emery leads this one. 3A North, 3A South matchup here tonight. These two teams in the same classification, but not in the same region. Back to pass, Jorgensen into the far corner. Boy, he had a man, had a little bit of a step on the defensive back, the corner, as they were looking in that far left corner. I like the call there, Coach, as they've been pounded it, almost caught Delta.
Got a flag over on far side.
I believe they were looking for Colton Butler. He was the wide receiver out there in the pattern. Even if he catches it now, you can see it would have gone for naught. So a procedure penalty moves the ball back to the 25. So this is going to make it first down and about 22. But again, you get to replay the down, and the clock continues to tick away precious seconds. If you're a Delta fan, you love it if you're an Emery fan. So they'll wind it. And the reason I talk about that, Coach, is because we know Delta, their offense is built on ball control. It's not really a quick strike, big play offense.
No, exactly.
It can be.
Can be, but most of the time it's grind it out 3 or 4 yards at a time.
And here is the ball carrier. I believe that's Bryce Dugmore coming across formation from right to left. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. So even though this is a little bit frustrating for Coach Jones, the penalties, he's still chewing away. The time. Delta, Coach, we only have 2.5 minutes or so left in the third quarter. In this third quarter, Delta has run 3 plays and a punt. So they have not had the ball at all. Over the middle, great catch over the middle. Working his way down close to the 6-yard line. I believe once again, 88 on the catch, Colton Butler, if I'm not mistaken. So give him 12 yards on the pass completion. Very efficient have been the Spartans. They're 2 for 4 throwing the ball for 50 yards and a touchdown. So third down and about 3 from the 6-yard line of Delta, and a timeout taken once again by Emery. Coach Jones again doesn't like quite what he sees offensively, takes the timeout. I believe that's their second one here in the half. And he's okay to burn this one because I'm sure he's thinking here, Coach, he wants the best play he can call right here. He gets another score on Delta, and boy, that really, really puts the Rabbits in a hole with just a quarter to play.
Yeah, that key drive was right before the half for Emery, because it really puts Delta in a hard spot if they can get some points right here, because of the nature, like we've talked about, because of their offense. So
with that last play, that 12-yard pass completion, Emery has now run one more play offensively than has Delta, yet they lead at 21-6.
Wow.
Emery has the 3 scoring drives in this game. Delta with just the 1. In fact, I believe Delta with 7 possessions so far in the ball game. And this is the 6th for Emery.
And who's to say, but I still think that they're probably in 4-down territory here. Yeah. Maybe they'll choose to go for a field goal, but
yeah, Dielli, isn't he also the kicker? If I remember right, on the extra point. So
yeah. But I think that they're going to try and put this game out of reach and punch this in here.
There's Dielli right there as he takes it ahead. I think he's got enough for the first down. Needed 3, and I think he's got 4. We'll wait for the spot. And referee gives the first down signal. I like that, the way he did that.
He gave a little clap and a give it to him.
So now Emery really sitting in the catbird seat here with 1:39 and counting in the third. The ball resting almost close to the 2-yard line of Delta. They can take as much time as they want here with a first down and goal. Wide receiver to the far side. Dielli stands behind Jorgensen. And Dielli, I believe, the ball carrier, if I'm correct, Coach, takes it in for the touchdown. Well, that was awfully easy right there.
Yeah.
So with that touchdown score, the Spartans go up 27-6 with 1:19 to go here in the third quarter. The point after try coming. And Dielli's kick is up, and it's good. And he could have hit that from about 30 yards out or more.
Good kick. He's an athletic kid, I'll tell you what.
So 25 yards on 7 plays. And the crowd pretty quiet here from Delta as they find the Rabbits down by 3 touchdowns in a little bit. 28-6 your score. And Delta obviously is going to have to speed up their offense a little bit here.
Yeah,
to see if they can get back in this one.
We've got to get something going in a quick hurry. Just
how about this score? At the end of the third quarter, Summit Academy 56, South Sevier 6.
Wow. Summit Academy must be a pretty good team, and this Emery team beat
Emery.
Summit Academy.
Emery put 57 up on Summit Academy.
And I believe Summit Academy played for the state championship in the 2A last year.
Yes, they did. In fact, they may be ranked again, I think, in this last poll. Here's the kick, way short, fielded at the 22-yard line, picked up right there, weaving back and forth up through the middle of the field out to the 32, 33-yard line.
Brandon Cahoon with the run back.
So the Rabbits, we'll call it the 33-yard line, their side of the field. In motion, Bo Nielsen. Here's the pitch. Dallin Draper around that right end. Trying to turn the corner. He's going to step out of bounds. About the 39, a gain of 5, maybe 6.
You know, Dallin runs so hard. He put a shot on, I think it was their cornerback right there. And when he gets to that corner, he's not afraid of the contact.
So second down, and we'll call it a long 4, a short 5 for the Rabbits. Rich Peterson splits wide to the right. Trevor Burton wide to the left. That inverted wishbone behind Jack Dutson. They'll send, I believe that's Bo Nielsen in motion. Back to pass. Dutson trying, looking, now rolls to his left. Going to put it down the field. Got a man open. Caught! Complete at the 20, down the 15, 10, and down at the 6-yard line. And I believe on the catch, that's Trevor Burton, the sophomore.
You know, great job by Trevor, great job by Jack. Seemed to elude some of the pressure that he was getting and scrambled a little bit, threw a beautiful pass right on the money. And that's exactly what Delta needs to do right now to get themselves back into this game.
54 yards on the pass completion. I sure like Jack Dutson, what he did right there, too. We'll get to that here in a minute. Here's the give. Dallin Draper down to the 2. What I mean, Jack dropped back, waited, couldn't see the opening, actually rolled left, avoided the contact. He was waving the receiver on downfield.
Keep going. And
then threw a strike.
And right on the money. Trevor Burton caught that in stride, and great catch. Great throw, great catch, great pass protection. Everything worked out good for the Rabbits there.
Just like that, Delta's over 100 yards now of offense, 153 to be exact. Here's the give, Draper up the middle, touchdown, Dallin Draper. From a couple yards out, his second TD of the night. That puts Delta over the century mark, rushing 101 yards. Just what the doctor ordered right there with about a minute left to go in the third. Delta strikes in a hurry. They go 67 yards.
And, you know, there's still a lot of football to play here, and Emery can't take that lightly, and neither, obviously, can the Rabbits. So see if they can convert this one. Now is when it's important for the Rabbits.
Rolling right. Jack Duff's got a man wide open in the back of the end zone. Caught. 2-point conversion is good.
Good job.
And if I saw that right, I think
Bo Nelson,
that was Bo Nelson on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Good job, Bo.
And the crowd here from Delta coming to life as they see the Rabbits get a score and cut this lead in half. 28-14 with 17 seconds to go. So Delta obviously to kick this one away. The other fortunate thing here that's good for the Rabbits, and that is not only do you get the score, but you get to kick with the wind before you turn around the other direction.
Exactly. This is Oscar Silas, their kicker, and he's a soccer player. And from what I understood, he hadn't really kicked a football that much, and they gave him some time in practice and had him do a few kicks, and he's got quite a leg, a left-handed or left-footed kid.
Yeah, pretty good-looking athlete is Oscar as he gets his foot into this one. Beautiful long kick, gonna go into the end zone and a touchback. So Emery will come out to their own 20. This is their second worst field position of the game. They had one start at their own 5, but everything else has been pretty darn good. They've started at their own 25. They've started at their own 43, their own 45. Then they've been at the Delta 37. The Delta 25 field position has not been a problem for the Spartans tonight.
And we have got to put a stop here and get the ball back and do that same thing.
So tight formation here as they'll give it to Dielli. And I don't believe he got much on the play, if any. And this is going to bring the third quarter to an end.
Stopped by sophomore Brandon Atkinson. He, Coach Winter showed me a play. He played in the JV game yesterday over to Emery, and he had a fantastic hit on a kid as he went on a sweep and tried to cut back and just ran into Brandon. He's a big, strong, tall kid, so great play right there by Brandon.
So 12 minutes to go in this one. Again, Emery trying to go to 2-1 on the year. Delta trying to notch their first victory to go to 1-2. Again, this is preseason 3A North, 3A South game here. And as you look ahead in the schedule, Coach, in this 3A classification, there's no gimmies. Every game, you got to bring your A game. There's a lot of tough teams out there. Canyon View, which is in the 3A South with the Rabbits, they're going to be tough. Delta's got to go up north to Morgan. Obviously, they will be tough.
Yeah.
You just got to come to play every night.
Yep. There's no. You know, I'm not so sure even from this schedule there's an easy game. You know, there's some really good teams right now in the 3A, and you got to have your A game on every night to compete in this classification. So.
So here we go, around that right side, and picking up maybe a first down. It's going to be really close. Spartans out to the 30-yard line, and yep, going to give him a first down on that carry. I didn't see the running back, Coach. Was that Dielli?
I can't. That's too far away over there. I couldn't see who ran the ball. I couldn't see who made the tackle, but it was a great run.
Emery 3 yards away from hitting 200. on the evening as far as running the ball. This is vintage Jimmy Jones football. Jorgensen takes the snap. He'll hand it to Dielli. And look at him go. First down yardage and more. That's going to be a gain of about 17 yards to the 47.
Wow. Great run. He took the pile with him for 3 or 4 yards.
.214 yards now on the ground for the Emery Spartans as they have really done. We knew that coming in, that their backs were picking up big chunks of yardage. Here we go, round that right side. Austin Allred, not as much this time as he's knocked out of bounds after just a gain of a couple. In fact, just give him a yard to that outside. Second down and 9. The ball at the 48-yard line, Emery side of the field. 10:54 and counting in the ball game here. Checking a few scores for you as we go along. Here's a little inside trap up the middle and a gain of maybe 8.
Tell you, that inside trap that they run is very effective. I'm not sure how their blocking schemes are, but it's very effective up front, and it's kind of a delayed, come back through that left side. At least that one was, and it opens up for 8 or 9 yards every time they run it.
And it's a third down and 1, very manageable for the Spartans. Jorgensen again in that pistol formation. He'll go to Dielli. First down and more. Looked like they had him bottled up in the inside, bounced it outside to about the 37-yard line. And a gain of about 7 yards. Quick and good laterally as well.
Yeah.
Once again, scores Kanab, leads Gunnison. I was kind of hoping maybe the old Bulldogs could make a little bit of a comeback there. Down 35-0 late in the third. Juab Salem Hills still the same score, 14-12. Pick a few other 3A scores up as we go. First down and 10.
Oh.
And the ball's loose. And I believe
fumble.
the Rabbits got on top of it.
Yeah.
They did, so a fumble lost.
Exactly what they needed right here.
The second turnover of the game for Emery, as they did fumble away a punt early in this one. But yeah, that's the last thing Coach Jones wants to see, and it's certainly gives Coach Russ Fowles and his staff new life here with those kids. Still plenty of time, only down 2 scores.
You bet. We got to do exactly what we did just this last series and have a couple big plays and punch that in the end zone.
Delta went 67 yards in 4 plays on their last drive. They'll have to go 65 yards on this one as they start from their own 35. Dallin Draper trying to get the corner and is not going to be able to get it. People stringing it out there for Emery. Making the tackle, Austin Allred, but he had help as well coming. They turned him back, and then Austin Allred, you can notice, he's limping going back to his safety position. In fact, he's kind of bent over. Still kind of limping. Boy, that's a player that Emery can ill afford to lose. Does such a good job. Here we go, second down. We'll call it 9. Juking and jiving. Jack Dutson ahead for a gain of about 3. .105 yards now rushing for Delta. Emery, impressive numbers, 230 yards on the ground. Third down and 6 for Delta as 8.5-minute show on the clock. Delta needs 2 scores as they trail 28-14. Double wide. Now they're going to come near side with trips. 3 Three receivers to the near side. That's Reagan riding the one lone setback. He'll stay in and block. Here's a pass down the sideline and almost picked off. It obviously must have been juggled as he was coming to the sideline. Bryce Dugmore read that pass perfectly, dove, almost had the catch, but must have bobbled it as he was going out of bounds.
Yeah, and I think he actually ended up with it. It was just out of bounds. So great play for Emery. Delta now has a 4th down and 6 coming up, which is huge right here.
And that's a tough play for Jack Dutson because there's still a breeze coming from the south end zone. Here we go, 4th down and 6. Back to pass, Dutson at his own 30. Screen out in the flat and a little bit high for Rhett Shammo. Can't bring it in. He takes a pretty good lick. Falls incomplete, and that was a gamble that Delta felt like they had to take. Couldn't make it work, and they go out on downs, and now Emery with great field position. Again, you've heard us say that all night long. Delta's 40-yard line is where Zach Jorgensen and his offensive crew will take over. 8:03 to go.
Not too bad. Great play on Emery's side. Can't take anything away from the way they're playing. Just seems to not turn out the way that the Rabbits wanted right there on 4th down. So
here we go. Zach Jorgensen on a bad wheel tonight. We'll go with the handoff. And I believe, that was number 22. Threw me for a little bit of a loop there. Logan Cox, ball carrier on that play, gets him 5 yards. Even when you think the defense has made a nice stop, it's a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, they hit those holes going as hard and as fast as they possibly can, and they get the yardage even if they get hit at the line of scrimmage. They seem to carry those kids 2 or 3 yards with them.
So here's the give. Dielli scoots ahead, and this time the defense does stay home. They make a pretty nice play. A gain of maybe a couple for Dielli. I could give him a yard is what they say down there. Brings up 3rd down and 4. I would really think that Coach Jones would go for it on 4th down if they don't get the first. The ball at the 34-yard line of Delta. In motion. They'll give it to Allred. Trying to get around that right side and nowhere to go. Might have even lost a yard. One other thing I wanted to comment on, Coach, here with Emery. Got to give a lot of credit to Ty Meekum, the center, and Zach Jorgensen, the quarterback. Zach is in that shotgun formation, pistol formation all night long, and every snap has been on the money.
Yep, right on, and that's a key to their offense. And it all starts with those first basic things, and if that doesn't get to him, then nothing else works. But it's all seemed to work really well tonight. Lots
of credit to the Delta defense there as they stop that 3rd down try. They force a 4th and 5. Coach Jones wants to take a timeout. So Delta, Coach Jason Thomas heads out to talk to his defensive squad. They need a stop right here. 6:04 to go here in the ball game. We were talking about Delta not being a quick strike offense. They proved me wrong on that drive that went 4 plays and 67 yards. So they can do it. But you got to get the ball back right here.
Yeah, exactly. And even the last drive, I think they had their chances, their opportunities for some big plays. They just didn't quite get them, and we got to do what we can to turn those things around.
So here we go. Big play call here for Coach Jones. Big defensive play call here for Coach Thomas. 4th down and 5 from the Delta 35-yard line. Wide receiver split to the near side. And now they're in a punt formation, Coach. Low snap, picked up, and just a little pooch punt. Falls at the 10 and down at the 5-yard line. So I like the call. You're up.
Absolutely.
2 touchdowns. Why not try and pin Delta deep? And they do just that. Nice little pooch punt. And Delta now has 95 yards of grass ahead of them.
Well, Coach Jones knows Delta's offense as well over the years. And when you have to go 95 yards, excuse me, with 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes to play, then that's kind of a hard thing for Delta. So you may see a little bit of change here.
So here we go. Here's Reagan Riding, nowhere to run. I don't know if he even got back to the original line of scrimmage. Is that defense up front once again just causing all kinds of problems for the Rabbits? How about this final? Summit Academy 63. South Severe, I believe it was 6. I'll go back to that here in a minute. Second down and 10 for the Rabbits. Clock rolling, 5:20 left in the ball game. Here's Dutson under center. Sends Shamo in motion left side. He'll roll that way, does Jack, to the left. Being chased. Floats it out a little bit too big for Dakota Dutson, the intended receiver, out near the first down marker. And the secondary for Emery right there, staying home. Just know where to go with the ball.
Yeah. Very good coverage by the Emery secondary.
And you really have got to make something happen here, because down 2 scores, you're going to have to go for it on 4th down, but you'd hate to have to go for 4th down.
On the 5-yard line.
Yeah, around your 10-yard line, 5-yard line.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the play call is. They're going to send trips to the far side, 3 receivers out there, 1 here to the near side. Reagan riding the 1 lone setback. Here's Dutson. Going to keep it himself. Scrambles ahead across the 10 out to about the 12. Going to be short, but at least more manageable here on the 4th down call. Going to get 7, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 3. And a lot of times coaches will go for it inside the 15 on a 4th down and short, but usually it's on the other end of the field.
Right, exactly.
Inside of their own 15 from the 12-yard line. Delta needs this one on a 4th down and 3. They try to draw Emery off with a hard count, and it doesn't work. Emery disciplined this time. Timeout taken on the field by the Rabbits.
Coachable team, this Emery team is.
Yep.
They learned their lesson the first time, and it's been tried a couple times since then and hasn't worked for them.
Once again, our thanks to Intermountain Power. Appreciate them being with us tonight throughout the season, along with Central Valley Medical Center, Materion Natural Resources, Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug of Delta, Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay Chevrolet, Delta City, Level Pharmacy, Centricom, Channel 10, Peak Performance, Snow College, and Sunrise Engineering. Stay with us. Following the game, we'll have our Sunrise Engineering post-game show. And our player of the game. You may want to think about that a little bit. We'll even try and throw one Emery's way as well. I know we got a lot of folks watching in on Emery Television, Emery TV, and so we'll give you our thoughts on a player of the game from Emery and also one here from Delta. From Delta, McDonald's of Delta will provide them with a value meal. So here we go. Big play. This may be the game right here. 4th down and 3. Dutson keeps it himself, and I don't think he made it. Going to be real close. He tried to take it around the left hand, kept it, turned it up, and they say he is short. Got a couple, needed 3. And so Jack giving it all he can right there, but just could not. Had too many bodies in front of him to get to the marker. So Emery now with fabulous field position on the Delta 14-yard line. 4:26 to go in the ball game. They'll send a wide receiver to the far right. Jorgensen again takes the snap. Little cross action. Juking and jiving all the way down inside of the 5-yard line is Austin Allred. See if it's enough for a first down. Not quite. 9 yards on the carry. 244 yards rushing now for Emery on the evening. 50 yards passing, so they're getting close to the 300-yard mark overall. More importantly, they control the scoreboard, 28-14.
Control the scoreboard, control the clock. I mean,
Yep.
they're in complete control.
And if you're
right
Coach
now.
Jones, you may not want to score too quick right here.
Yeah.
And wisely, Jorgensen taking all the time off the play clock and goes in for the score, and I believe that is Ashton Dielli. So Dielli gets it in from the 5-yard line. 2 plays is all it takes, Emery, to punch it in from 14 yards out. And not much time for Dielli to celebrate, Coach, because he's got to step back now and try the extra point. Wow, nice looking leg on this kid.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Ashton Dielli. He's a good little football player.
So with the extra point try good, it's now 35-14. 14 yards on the drive. And I'm just going to say, just when Delta seems to grab a little bit of momentum back to their side, Emery answers and takes it right back.
Yep, exactly. You know, I think Delta had a lot of momentum going into the fourth quarter. And they took it and they drove and they drove and they drove and they drove and they drove. And they didn't get a score out of that. But they marched all the way down to about the 30-yard line and kicked it, you know, punted it down, put Delta in a awful field position. And, you know, we couldn't get a first down, and they capitalized and turned it and score. And so, you know, great bunch of kids this Emery Spartan team is. Well coached, well disciplined, it looks like. And you know, our hats off to them.
So here's the kick. A little bit of breeze behind the kick. Jason Hatch with the ball at the 10, coming across midfield, turns it inside, runs into his own man, now goes back to the left side. Can he get away? Fumble the ball. It's loose on the ground. Who's got it? A mad scramble for it over on the 25-yard line. And I believe Delta was fortunate to get back on that. I don't know who it was that saved the day for the Rabbits. I believe it might be coming across. Is that Cole Smith?
Cole Smith was there.
I think
Dylan Lowe was in there somewhere. I'm not sure.
Got to give those kids credit for not giving up on it.
There was a whole slug of them. And
Hatch doing all he could to try and reverse his field and get some yardage out of it. Just got run down from behind, ball popped loose. So the Rabbits still hang on to it. 27-yard line is where they'll start first and 10. 3:16 left in the ball game. Dutson back to pass, looking, floats it out over the top. And they say it's picked off, intercepted. And I believe that was Cabe Omalo. So I'm out of spots on my stat sheet, Coach. They filled it up. We have to end the game right here.
We have to end the game. Maybe they'll take a knee.
3:11 still left in this one. They'll spot it at the, we'll call it the 32-yard line of Delta. and the give. I believe that's Dielli, left to right, then up through the seam, and he'll pick up, wait for the spot, 3, maybe 4 yards.
He about got away again. And he was tied up about the line of scrimmage, but for some reason he got 5 or 6 yards.
Great effort after the contact. All these backs have done a nice job with that from Emery. Give him 5 on the carry, 2nd down and 5. This time in the backfield, spinning ahead. I believe that was number 40. I got to make sure on that, see if I can give you the right number. Or 49, excuse me. I believe that was Casey Jones. So a gain of a couple. Brings up a 3rd down and 3 for Emery with 2 minutes to go exactly in the ball game. 35-14. Coming into this ball game, Coach, Emery was averaging 38.5 points per game, and now there's going to be a loss on the play. Back outside the 30, almost to the 32-yard line. Loss of 5. As I was mentioning, Emery came into this game averaging 38.5 points per game. They are almost on that average.
Yeah. I'm really impressed how many points they put up on the board this year.
Delta coming into this game averaging 14. That's exactly where they are.
Yeah.
4th down, and we'll call it 8. Ball at the 31-yard line of Delta. High snap, brought down, and then taken down on the play.
Russell Styler with the tackle there.
That was Easton Gordon, who is in the game for the Spartans, takes over as quarterback. And he just had no chance with that high snap. He was lucky to get it down and cradle it, and Styler in for the tackle. So they'll go out on downs. Pretty much academic, though, with 57 seconds to go in the ball game.
We changed quarterbacks. Looks like Jake Day is the new quarterback.
So I'll give Jake Day a little bit of experience here in the waning moments of this one. Back to pass is Day. Rolls right side over the middle, and this was picked off at the 50-yard line, overthrew the intended receiver, and out of bounds. Guess who? Austin Allred.
Austin Allred. He's been a little bit everywhere tonight. Ashton Dielli's been a little bit of.
He wants the player of the game. Right now, Austin Allred and Dielli are kind of neck and neck for that thing.
It seems like those two are pulling their weight, aren't they, on the Emery side?
Once again, Emery starts on the Delta side of the field, the 48. We'll see if they take a knee. Nope, they're going to run the ball. Here's Gordon. Wow, he takes a pretty good shot as he dives ahead to the 32-yard line. He's going to pick up just about 5, maybe just a touch over 5. Juab leading Salem Hills 31-21 with 7 minutes to go.
Wow.
So 2nd down and 5, 20 seconds left on the clock. And Gordon will take the snap. Whoop, right through his hands. But he races back, gets it, and then 3 players bury him back at the 47-yard line. It'll be a loss of about 12, 13 on the play, and that will do it. The end of the game will come. And it's a victorious one for the Emery Spartans as they're going to win this one with a final 35-14. as the Spartans will go to 2-1 on the year, and Delta will drop to 0-3 as both teams will make their way to the center and show some good sportsmanship as they shake each other's hands. So as we work on a few numbers here, we'll move right on into the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. We appreciate Sunrise Engineering as they've been with us the last couple of years. Sunrise Engineering, serving clients in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Arizona for over 30 years.
Yeah, -3. Cool. You get tired of them these passports. They're nice. Hey, we might be calling you about the late night.
So again, our thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. And as we give you the final numbers and a few other scores from around the state, our thanks once more to Sunrise Engineering, working to improve your community. See how at sunrise-eng.com. Again, your final numbers 35-14. Emery comes in and really looked impressive here tonight. As I mentioned, they were averaging about 38 per game, just about on the average here, as they pick up 35, and they'll be thrilled with that one against a Delta team. Delta defeated Emery last year over at Emery. Emery gets a little bit of revenge here tonight. Real quick, we'll look at some of the scoring in this one. Emery got on the board first on their very first scoring drive. They went 57 yards in 9 plays, and it was Austin Allred taking it in from 14 yards out. They punted on their second possession of the ball game. Third possession, 37 yards in just 5 plays. Once again, Austin Allred gets the score from 5 yards out. They scored on their next possession as they got the 38-yard pass completion to TJ Laycock. Beautifully thrown ball by Jorgensen, and they were off and running. Halftime came from there. They got another score in that third quarter as they had great field position starting on the Delta 25-yard line. Took them 7 plays, and they got the score from Ashton Dielli. Their last score, 2 plays, 14 yards. Dielli once again with a 5-yard touchdown run. So Dielli with 2 touchdown runs, along with Austin Allred, 2 touchdown runs. On the Delta side of the ball, accounting for those 14 points, Dallin Draper with a 5-yard run to get the Rabbits on the board for their first score. That came after 73-yard drive, 12 plays to get him into the end zone. Again, Draper in that second half, 2-yard plunge for the touchdown. This was a 67-yard drive in 4 plays. Delta got down the field in a hurry, aided by the 54-yard completion to Trevor Burton. So looking at some of the numbers showing you there, Dielli, it's a great night, along with Austin Allred, a great night. Thought the quarterback, Zach Jorgensen, had a nice night. He was playing on a bad wheel. He sprained his ankle last week. Also, nice game for Dallin Draper as he picks up the 2 scores. Trevor Burton came in, did a nice job, had the 1 long catch as well. Nice effort as well on the field by Bo Nielsen. Just not quite enough firepower tonight as Delta falls in this one, 35-14. Again, you're listening to the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Sunrise Engineering sharing the Friday night lights with you. So again, appreciate Sunrise Engineering. We were going to look real quick, see if we could pick up any more final scores for you. So if you'll just be patient with us just a moment. While we do that, a reminder, next week Delta will travel to Morgan to take on the Trojans. We'll have to see if we can make a connection for you to bring that game to you right here on Centercom.com, local channel 10. Our thanks to them for allowing us to broadcast games here and throughout the state as we travel around a whole bunch We wait for the scores to come up here. Coach Rob Fowles back in the booth with us here again. If you're Emery, boy, this one makes that bus ride home feel a lot shorter. And if you're Delta, a little bit of frustration. This is one you thought you might could get here at home. You beat Emery over at their place last year. But Emery, boy, they've got a quality team. I was very impressed with what they brought to the table here tonight.
I was very impressed with their size. I was impressed with their quickness and ability to move the football with their backs, and I think they're a really good team that's going to make some noise in this region in the 3A classification.
And if you're Delta, maybe still looking for a couple of things on the field, you're trying to shore up a couple of places. Dallin Draper gave him a nice effort tonight.
Sure.
He runs hard every time. He's not huge physical stature type, but he will come at you full bore. Brought a nice effort. Rhett Shamwell plays hard. The kids play hard. It's not a question of are they not playing
hard. And they do good things, and of course they're making some mistakes, but they do good things at times as well. I saw a pass play tonight that I haven't seen in a long time that was very impressive to me, that shows that we have kids that are athletic and make those plays, and there's just those pieces we gotta fill in and learn and grow and go from there.
Real quick, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the state. Again, you're listening to the Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Sunrise Engineering, we live and work close to you. See their offices, their locations at sunrise-eng.com. Again, our thanks to Sunrise Engineering, as they're a great business and they're always out supporting the young people. Real quick, around the state, Grand, they take care of ALA 28-14. Box Elder over Bear River final 42-6. Bishop Gorman looks like they're going to go ahead and beat Bingham 31-6. They're late in the third quarter. Cedar, how about this one? Trails Canyon View 42-35 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there. A few others of note that you'd be interested in. Desert Hills Trails Roy 24-14. Final score, Enterprise defeats North Summit, and that's a little bit of a surprise to me. I think North Summit was ranked, I want to say, number 2, and they get upended by Enterprise. Gunnison still trailing on the board with 12 points, 42-12. Doggone it.
Hey, there's still a chance, I think.
Yep. Always, you love the alma mater. Always want to throw a little support towards them. Juab now leads Salem Hills 31-21, 7:55 to go in the fourth. We saw Salem Hills the first game of the year. It looked like a junior college coming on the field when they came out. They are big, physical. Obviously, Juab's got the athletes to match that physicality.
Right. And Juab, I'm very, very good friends with their coach over there, Coach Bowering, and his team is stacked, and I think that this is one of the years that he has been looking at for a while as far as being one of his best and being able to maybe make some noise in that 3A classification.
A few other scores just to throw your way. Snow Canyon leads Juan Diego 21-7. Provo 34-0 over Judge. They're in the fourth quarter. Manti, 10 minutes to go in the ball game. They trail Pineview 23-15. Maple Mountain leads North Sanpete 34-7, 3:45 to go in the third. North Sanpete has really been coming on this year. Obviously, Maple Mountain a little bigger, a little stronger. Beaver in control right now. They are ahead of Millard 38-7 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Morgan, they're doubling up Ben Lomond with 9:30 to go in the game. 42-21. Morgan leads Ben Lomond. North Sevier getting shut out, 58 seconds to go in the third. They trail 39-0. North Summit, as I mentioned, trails Enterprise, and I thought that was a final. This they're saying here in the fourth, but I think we got a text that is a final. North Summit falls to Enterprise. See if there's a couple others. Yeah, here's a 3A score. Wow. Richfield at San Juan tonight at the end of the third. San Juan leading Richfield 51-7.
Wow.
Richfield in the 3A South with
Just
Delta.
So impressed. Some of these teams are putting up such big numbers tonight.
South Summit leads Park City 20-9 late in the third. Stansbury 53-0 starting the fourth quarter over Grantsville. Summit Academy a final 63-6 over South Sevier. And Union leading Uinta in a lightning delay. They're still in the second. 10-3 is the score there. So there's some of the scores from around the state here as we wrap things up from Delta High School. And we want to give our congratulations to our players of the game here tonight. Wow, we look at Emery's side of the ball, Coach. They had two players. Well, not just two. They were physical up front. You could pick out anybody on that line. They had defensive personnel. They were tough. We don't see them on a weekly basis.
Sure.
We just see the one game tonight. And Austin Allred was a great game, and Ashton Dielli. And let's go with Ashton Dielli simply because he does so many things on the field.
Yeah, I was very impressed. He's a great defender, and we saw what he can do offensively. He's also their the extra
kicker
point guy. But yeah, I was very impressed with the way he played.
So our congratulations to Ashton Dielli as the player of the game for Emery here tonight. Did a great job. And for Delta, you know, we were looking up and down and around, and there were some players that gave some great efforts. You and I talked and said, you know, we called Russell Steiner's name out.
Yeah, I thought he had
times.
a great, you know, he doesn't get the recognition being a lineman on the offense, but we called his name several times defensively. He made some really good hits, plugged some good holes, and made some great tackles defensively. So
our congratulations to Russell Steiner as our player of the game. We'll get him a certificate from McDonald's to go down and enjoy a value meal. Maybe he'll take us along with him. You and I were there today.
Yeah, we possibly could get him to, maybe I'd drive. You'd take us.
So again, our thanks to everybody that's made this one possible here tonight. Make sure I get my sheets out here in front of me so I give credit where credit is due. We certainly want to thank Sunrise Engineering. They are our post-game sponsor. As I mentioned, they've been with us for the couple of years we've been with Centricom, and our thanks to Sunrise Engineering. Once again, they share the Friday Night Lights with all of us, so our thanks, Sunrise Engineering. Also want to thank all of our sponsors, our in-game sponsors, Intermountain Power, along with Central Valley Medical Center, Materion Natural Resources, Mountain Land Supply, Service Drug of Delta, Delta Medical Center, Drew Bay Chevrolet, Delta City, Level Pharmacy, Centricom, Channel 10, Peak Performance, Snow College, and of course Sunrise Engineering. And my friend, Coach, it's been a pleasure working with you. I know I grabbed you on the spot to come and jump in here with us, but you did a great job, and it was fun to call the game. If you're a Delta fan, lots of fun. But if you're an Emery fan, I'm sure you're delighted with the win.
Absolutely. I thought Emery played great tonight. Unfortunately, you know, being from Delta, teaching in Delta, we have great kids, and hopefully next week we come back and turn this thing around and get going a little bit.
We encourage you to make the trip with us up to Morgan. Just a short jaunt up I-15, up the canyon, and hopefully if we can't get you along with us, we can make some hookups to do this on the air. Sometimes you travel out into some of the remote areas, you don't have the capabilities to shoot it out over the internet. That's why we want to thank Centricom. Here in our booth, we have our own hookup with Centricom. Allows us to broadcast very easily from here. So again, for all of our great sponsors, for Coach Rob Fowles being here with me, Barrett Hilton, I want to throw a thanks to him at Centricom. He's the one that throws the switch and gets us on at the right times. Our thanks to Centricom. Again, next broadcast hopefully next week at Morgan, 7 o'clock kickoff from Morgan High School. Again, on behalf of my wife, Michelle, forgot to throw a plug her way. She runs her camera for us. And looking to move on up KSL, maybe even on into ESPN.
Possibly. We might have a duo. Michelle could run the camera, and you could be the guy. You know? Look at all the money you'd save.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys could travel together, only have to get one hotel room.
Of the two of you that are sitting on either side of me, both enjoyable. She's a lot better looking. So, with that said, on behalf of all those folks, I'm Ken Nielsen saying thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week here on Centricom.com.